Voters are so fed up with the out-of-control lawlessness that we got the fantastic news this week that over 700,000 have signed the petition to recall far-left extremist Soros-backed pro-crime, pro-criminal District Attorney George Gascon. Must have been because we featured the campaign on this show so much. You see, we get results. Joining us now is Venice, California council member and political commentator Soledad Ursua, along with Larry Elder and Kira Davis, who are back, of course. Soledad, I mean, this is just a great boost for anyone of all parties, really, in Los Angeles. So fed up with what's been going on. I mean, you've seen it right there directly. What's your reaction? That's
right. People are just tired of the crime. This weekend, yesterday in Venice Beach, you know, we're the boardwalk. We host the world. We get about 10 million annually. And there was this knife fight right on the boardwalk. So there's families who are bringing their children to escape the heat, to go to the beach. That's really the beach of working class families. And you can't, because you could be a victim of crime at any time. And people are just watching these violent fights explode. So I think families are sick of it. Everyone is sick of it now.
And Larry, I mean, this was such a big part of your campaign. You had a little encounter in Venice, if I remember.
I did, and Soledad was with me. A white woman wearing a gorilla mask threw an egg at me, and I said, how do you know it was a mask? Maybe she was having a bad hair day. Elder sexist, that became the story. But crime is up, as you pointed out. You know what's down? Arrests. Because the LAPD, as is the case with many police departments all over the country, they're being accused of systemic racism. Cops are pulling back. It's called the George Floyd effect or the Ferguson effect. Bad guys know it. Arrests go down, crime goes up, and the people that are disproportionately hurt by this are the very black and brown people that people on the left purport to care about.
And it's so clear because then, you know, they're not stupid. They respond to incentives and all these signals they're getting, not just in California, right across the Democrat-run places. Let's be honest. I mean, you don't want to make everything partisan, but like this really is because it's ideological. It is their policy.
Yeah, I don't know how it can't be partisan.
Right.
I mean, we live in a supermajority right now, and we're living the results of living in a supermajority state, the supermajority being the Democrat Party. But I mean, everywhere I go, and I'm talking to parents, I'm talking to just community members of my own community, and everybody is saying the same thing. Even in my cozy little suburb that I live in, that I'm so blessed to live in, people are terrified of crime. They're terrified of LA getting to Orange County, but we're living the results of an ideology that cannot address human nature. And that's really the problem. I always see these two sides as one side understands human nature. Our founding fathers understood human nature well. That's why they gave us the idea of a creator giving us our rights, not man. And the other side thinks they can engineer human nature. And what we see in Los Angeles, particularly in Venice Beach right now, is the result of people who think they can engineer goodness.
Yes.
And
I mean, it's just... and Larry, every time we talk about this, I make the point that the origin of all of this, you know, the recent origin, I think you can really trace it back to Ferguson 2014 and the rise of this, what they call the progressive DA movement to get these people elected. You know, there's some truth to the argument at the beginning that we did need criminal justice reform. There were too many young black men in jail for crimes they shouldn't have been in jail for. That does have a disruptive effect on them, their opportunities, their communities, family life, and so on. But they've gone way off to the left. To the extreme direction. That's what's happened.
Well, it's a lie. The idea that the police are shooting, killing black people just because they're black is not borne out by the data. There are more unarmed whites killed every year than unarmed blacks. There was a poll done by a magazine called Police Mag. They asked people that were self-described as very liberal, in 2019, how many people, unarmed black men, did the police kill? And they said, half of them said 1,000, 8% of them said 10,000. And they asked normal liberal people, 39% said 1,000, 5% said 10,000. The answer was 19.
Yes.
And that's the lie that they keep pushing. And so if you believe that, you're going to be attacking the police, calling them racist, cutting funding, morale goes down, they have difficulty recruiting, manpower goes down, police response time goes down, crime goes up.
And Soledad, you know, to sort of close us out here, the point is that the other component is when you have prosecutors that won't prosecute, the police also say, well, what's the point? Why bring anyone in? Because nothing's going to happen.
And that's right. And defund the police is one of these bad ideas that just won't go away. Now, you know, our progressive leaders, they keep wanting to use unarmed civilians. And in West Hollywood, which is in...
Peace ambassadors. Peace ambassadors.
So in LA County, in West Hollywood, they've decided to defund 5 sheriffs to use 40 unarmed social workers. But the thing is that no amount of social workers unarmed can take on criminals with guns. So it is all social engineering. It's this grand experiment, but our lives are at risk here.
Exactly, and again, they just get in such a muddle. Yes, it's true that we have social problems, we have family breakdown, people need help, we need to sort of focus on that, but that's not a substitute for dealing effectively with crime.
We have a lot of these social problems because of the Democrat policies that we've been forced to live under for the last 50 years.
And the cultural shifts that have
yeah.
well, I don't think we've got enough time to get into all that, but it was a great discussion.